Hello, everybody. I am SunPsychic Jean, and welcome to my pop up on Wednesday, July 2nd. I wanted to come on and do some readings with my pendulum. And if you have a question that you would like answered by the pendulum, I would love to work together with you. Um, I have many pendulums. I also have a series of pendulum um, shorts and that I explained and that I asked different questions about the pendulum. It's really fascinating, and it's really been something that's backing me up lately. And when I'm asking for validation, it really comes through. So I have been working. Hi, Sandra. I've been working with my pendulum for over 25 years, and I started when I was doing my Reiki training. And they had us use the pendulum and practice with the pendulum. But we didn't actually have a pendulum. We had a tea bag where you would take the tea bag out of the pack and you have that little square thing that you hold on to. And it wasn't wet. Hi, Jennifer. It wasn't wet, it was a dry tea bag, and we had to hold it there and just intend for the tea bag to move in a certain direction. And I was like waiting for it, looking at it, and it wouldn't move. So finally, I just sort of like looked away and was thinking, for my pendulum to work at the same time, but I looked away, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw the tea bag move on its own. I couldn't believe it. I was hooked ever since then. And it took a while for me to. I have many different pendulums. I don't have them here right now, but maybe I'll link a couple of my shows in the show notes below, because I did go over all the different pendulums I have and why. But I wanted to do questions for the pendulum today to sort of, see where we can go with it. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Dolores and Leeson. So nice to see you. Thanks for coming. So the questions would be something that you wanted validated, or something that is it better to have spaghetti for dinner or meatloaf for dinner? Like, the either or kind of things. Or um, am I on my right path? Or are the angels connecting with me? Is the voice that I heard in when I was waking up from my angels, my spirit guides, or my loved ones? These types of validating questions where we don't have any other way of finding out this information. I wanted to tell you a little bit about I did a past life reading as well recently, and it was really powerful. And the what I saw was that this woman was walking on a cobblestone street, and her feet, every time she walked, she was kicking her skirt. So her skirt was a long skirt to the ground. She was walking, and I could tell that she was dressed in like 1800s type of gear. Hi, Donna Marie. Hi, Namira. So I'm doing pendulum questions. If anybody has a question for the pendulum, I don't think I have banners for this. Do I have banners for pendulum? I don't think so. Let me just put. I'll just pop that up so everybody knows. And it is pronounced pendulum. I know that there's no J in there, but it does have that just sound. Hey, Ron, Unconditional Love, so nice to see you. And Amanda is here, and Rush, so nice to see you. But anyway, so the past life reading, I saw her wearing a long skirt like in the 1800s, walking on a cobblestone street. And then the next scene, I saw her stirring a big giant pot with like a stick or a long wooden utensil. And I saw her stirring what it looked like to be sheets and linens. And I'm like, oh, I think you worked like in a laundry. And then the next scene was that she was in a hospital. So she was cleaning and sanitizing the sheets for the hospital. And here she was a nurse. And it was back in the 1800s. And I got that it was in England. But I was like, was it in the US? And my pendulum told me, look, still saying no. And then I said, was it in England? Was it by the seaside? Because I was getting some feelings, but I just wasn't sure like where it was and stuff. And I felt like it was during a time of I got the word now I can't think of it. What did I get? Typhoid. I got the typhoid, and I thought, could this be typhoid fever? So I said, "Is this typhoid fever?" It said no. And so I actually had to go onto Google and look up what was in the 1800s in England, what type, and here it was cholera. And I asked my pendulum, I said, was it cholera? And it confirmed it was a cholera outbreak. She worked in a hospital and she was in England in the 1800s. Like, and I actually got a date of like 1853, 1863. It was fascinating. It was, I'll have to get her permission to see if we can actually see how it came about. But I love it because it has like an investigative quality to it. It's like I don't understand exactly what I'm seeing, but we can figure it out. And so this person who I did the reading for, this person also works in the medical field, and she had been a nurse in her past life working with like an epidemic or a breakout. I said hopefully you won't have to deal with that in this lifetime, but it was just so uncanny. There's so many similarities. And here I also got, I said, is she married? And I got that she was widowed, and that her husband died from this outbreak. And she was ill, but she didn't die. Her husband was ill, and he ended up dying. And it was so much sorrow, so much, and she just wanted to help save lives. And she knew that sanitation was like the key for it not to spread. Um, it was it was I was like so engulfed in the story. It was really fascinating. So I don't know if anybody has any questions or wants to tell me a little bit of a, did I misspell it? No, I spelled it right. Um, um, if you have any questions or if you have a scenario that you would like to validate, or um, you know, we can just hmm. Hi, Hibiscus Healings. How are you? Ah, okay, good. So, see, Namira. Thank you, Namira. You're brave. So, Namira says, is my summer going to be peaceful? I have been through such so much healing and feeling a little light. So, for Namira, is her summer of 2025 going to be peaceful? And I'm getting a yes. And it's important to be specific. And that's why I said, is her summer for 2025? Because I once asked, and I see Scorpio Mama is next. And I asked a coworker, I said, is my coworker going to have a boy or a girl? And I said, is she going to have a boy? And it said yes. And I'm like, oh, you're having a boy. So she went to the doctor and they found out the gender, and she said, Jean, the doctor said it's a girl. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know why that happened. And then, a year or two later, she was pregnant again and she had a boy. So I didn't say, is this pregnancy a girl? Or I just say, will she have a boy? We assume, what the intention is, but it's really important to be specific. So I love that. And thank you, Namira. And I wish that your summer is going to be peaceful as well. All right, Scorpio Mama, am I pregnant? I'm telling you, um, I did a bachelorette party, and there was 5 girls, and they all wanted to know when they were gonna have their first baby, if it was gonna be a boy and a girl, and we were just having fun, and it was lighthearted, and the person who had the bridal party or the bachelorette party contacted me, and she said, "You were right 4 out of the 5 times." She said, "I just wanted to let you know." I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, "Thanks so much." And we were just, it was a bachelorette party. We were having fun. They were asking all kinds of questions, and it was a lot of fun. But so let's see. So, Scorpio Mama, are you okay with the outcome, whatever the outcome might be? So, at this very moment on July 2nd of 2025, is Scorpio Mama currently pregnant with a baby? And it's going in a circle. So, it's not saying no. All right. Is eh, is Scorpio Mama currently pregnant? And I'm getting a no on that. So let us know if I'm correct. Because I think you know. I think you know. But there's degrees and specifics. Like I just said, is she pregnant with a baby? And it may not. It may be in the very early stages. So when I said baby, that may have been no. So take it with a grain of salt. It's not. It's not absolute, but we'll see what we can do. MK says, I needed to share with Jean that a reading she did for me a while ago changed my whole world in the most positive way. I wanted to thank you, Jean. It was just a simple one question reading. Aw, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you to let me know that, MK. And, I allow for the messages that are in your highest good, and what's most important for you to learn today is what I intend. That's my intention every time I come on and do a reading. But thank you, MK, for sharing that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it made such a big difference and it was meaningful for you. So, Donna Marie is here. She said, I would love to know the new Navajo spirit guide who gave me a walking medicine stick for opening and closing portals. And what would I call the tall stick? All right. So the question is what to call the tall stick. Um, so is it is is it is it possible for us to help Donna Marie with the name of her talking stick? And it's going in a round circle. Um, so would this be a suggestion for Donna Marie? I feel like it's something that you need to decide on, or like if you had, is it Amy or Ava? Like if you gave me two things, I might be able to help you. But for me to come up with a name for your stick that you're going to be working with, that the new Navajo spirit guide gave you, I think it's very personal. Um, and it's not for us to, like, I can help you narrow it down. I would say that, but it would have to come from you. And Donna, you don't want to give somebody else that power or the pleasure of naming your stick. And it's sort of like a personal thing. Um, but let's go ahead and go with this suggestion after saying all that. And the first thing I heard is waves. Waves, waves. So I feel like it has like a frequency and an energy. And they told me this, they showed me waves, and it was more like frequency waves. So you can call it waves, whatever, but that's what they're showing me is waves. So I do feel like it has some energy behind it. But I hope that was helpful. Oh, let me just check it with the pendulum since we're doing pendulum shows. All right, is that it's my pendulum is sort of like vibrating a little bit. Let me see if I can get it a little closer. All right, so is waves the a close name? Look at this; it's saying yes, and it's very strong, very strong. So you might want to ask in your meditation, like sort of like an interpretation of that, if that's not something that resonates with you. But thank you, Donna Marie. And we're doing Ask the Pendulum questions, everybody. So that was cool. All right. So Sandra said, will the rest of this year be good for Sandra? Okay. So good is a subjective type of um, um, you know, it how do you define good? You know what I mean? So will it let me just ask the question the way you did. Will the rest of Sandra's 2025 be good? And it's saying yes. So will the rest of 2025 be peaceful? And it says yes. Will the rest of 2025 for Sandra be healing? Yeah. Will the rest of 2025 for Sandra be inspirational? A little bit, not exactly. Will the rest of Sandra's 2025 be enlightening? And I do feel as though it's very much yes, and I do feel as though you're going to be coming in with new awareness or new connections, not necessarily connections, but your awareness and signs and synchronicities will be magical for you for the rest of this year, Sandra. That's what I got for you. You're welcome, Namira. Look, Venus knows how to play. Yes or no questions from the pendulum. Oh, you're helping me. Thank you. I thought you were asking a question. I click on anything that's in caps, you guys, just so you know. I do. It's hard to read it otherwise. Amanda Carrion has a good question. Is the money that I received from Social Security in June of the year really mine to you know what? I heard that. I heard that there's a lot of mistakes going on. Um, you're like the third or fourth person that I heard that. But I would, all right. The the money that Amanda received, is this for her to keep? And it's saying no. Is this will she need to adjust her future payments against it? I feel like they're going to adjust your future payments. Um, is she going to have to pay it back? No. So your payments will be like reduced until that's equaled out. But I've heard, and I know that if there's four people just in this small community, there must be so many more people. But it's not necessarily added yours to keep, but it'll be. I mean, it is. You'll keep it and not pay it back because of the way that they're giving it to you. Um, that's what I feel. And please let us know, Amanda, because that's really, um, a, um, and you may not know right away. It may not happen this year. Let me say, will the adjustment to her monthly deposits change in 2025? No. Will the amount of her deposits change in 2026? And will the adjustment of her deposits, monthly deposits, change by November of 2025? No, it looks like when they reevaluate and give you that new year, that new assessment is where it'll come in. And then maybe next year it'll be like prorated. I think that's the correct term. But yeah, let us know because I'm curious. So thank you, Amanda. It's a good question. So Lee Sim would like to know, will I be in a new relationship later this year? And I'm assuming that you are referring to a romantic relationship. Will Lee Sim be in a new romantic relationship? Will she be? Uh, and just let me know your pronouns, if your preferred pronouns, so I know. But will um, Will Leeson be in a relationship with a unconditional love, lifelong? Oh, it looks like yes. Ooh, it's really going. Um, will Leeson find a companion, unconditional love companion, by September 1st? No. Will Leeson find an unconditional love companion by October 1st? No. Will Leeson find a unconditional love lifelong companion by November 1st of 2025? It looks like it's going to happen really close to that November timeframe. Um, so all the best to you. And I would say, hang out with your girlfriends or your friends and do all the things that you want to do. Make sure you prepare for this new relationship, um, and let us know. Just like somebody told me earlier, they came back and told me that a reading was helpful to them. Come back and just at any video that I have, you can put in the notes, Jean, you told me I would meet somebody by November, and this is what happened. Um, and a woman, her husband had lost his job somewhere like last October or something. And I told her that he wouldn't get another job until March of 2025. And she booked another reading with me, and she said, I didn't believe it when you said it would take that long. I thought for sure he would have a job before the end of the year. And he didn't. And she said, and exactly in March, that's when it happened. She said, I had to tell you that. And, it's not that I want to be right. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about trusting the tools that we use every day. So I hope that makes sense. Let me just turn this down a little bit. And so it's amazing, you guys, and I appreciate you being here with me and asking your questions. All right. I lost where I was. Usually it's because I don't have any chosen. And thank you, Donna Marie. You're so sweet. Hi, Viviani. Hi, Kelly. Okay. So Scorpio Mama said, I do have my tubes tied, but there's always a chance. I'm in the process of getting them hopefully untied. Wow. That's a big deal. Yep. Kelly McCall has a question. After all the theft, will I have a strong financial stability this summer? It's thinking. I don't know if you can see that, but it like vibrates um, ever so slightly. It's hard to see all the way from here. That's why I tried to make it closer. So, and I just like to wait for it to finish vibrating because I think it's picking up the energies or the vibration of the question. So, for Kelly McCall, will she have a strong financial stable summer? And I'm getting a yes. I'm getting a yes. Will Will Kelly be stable, financially stable by August 1st? Not quite. Will Kelly be financially stable by October 1st? And I'm getting a yes. Will Kelly be financially stable by September 1st? Not quite. I'm getting it's like the last quarter. I'm getting that this summer you're going to still be working towards your goal, and towards that stability, and or you may be stable but not feel stable. It's also a subjective thing. What does stability mean for you? Does it mean having an 8 month emergency fund in your account or something? But I do see it coming, maybe in the fall, somewhere around the fall. And it doesn't mean that you won't be financially well. It'll just mean the stability. And remember, it's specific. So thank you for your question. So Donna Marie said, "Oh, what should you call it?" Oh, good. Thanks. It took me this long to do. So let me see. I think it's a talking stick, isn't it? Isn't that what you said? A talking stick. Now, is it tall enough to be a staff, like something you walk with? I think it's a talking stick, is what I understood when you asked that question. So let me just see. Is Donna's new stick from her guide, is this a talking stick? Yes, it can be used as a. Okay, is this stick that she received from her guide a medicine stick? No, they wouldn't call it that, because medicine actually is this stick that she got from her guide a healing stick? It's more of a healing stick, only because um, medicine is more like that Western kind of a, you know, it's associated with not natural medicine. And is the stick that she got from her guide a walking stick? No, not a walking stick. More of a healing stick or a talking stick is what I got. So good for you, Donna. And what I would do is I would do a meditation, and I would check in with these suggestions. It's only a suggestion, and see how it feels for you. All right. So Ron has a question. Will I ever get compensation from tobacco lawsuit in Canada? Was it like a class action? So will Ron ever get, will Ron be compensated from the lawsuit? It looks like yes. Will Ron be compensated by the tobacco lawsuit by December 31st of 2025? No. Will Ron be compensated from as a result of the tobacco lawsuit by December 31st, 2026? It's saying yes. Will Ron be compensated from the tobacco lawsuit um, by June 1st of 20? No, no, it's moving ever so slightly, but I know the way it's going. Say no. Will Ron be compensated as a result of this tobacco lawsuit by September of 2026? And it's saying around there. So will Ron be, and you might hear about it or be notified, will Ron be compensated as a result of this tobacco lawsuit by October of 2026? And it's moving right into a yes. Look at that. And it's very strong, very strong. Look at that go. Look at that go. So about a year and a half around there. So let me know, Ron. I'm curious how that turns out. I know. I know. So Amanda has another question. Let me just see if somebody else does. I'll star that. We'll come back. That's the same question. Okay, I'll unstar it. Angelia. Angelia, do you have your own pendulum? So, Angelia, so you could meet your soulmate, and it could be a grocery delivery guy. Like a soulmate doesn't mean a romantic relationship, and I think that you're referring to a romantic relationship. So, will Angelia um, find a companion an unconditional love, lifelong companion this year, not this year. Will Angelia find a lifelong unconditional love companion by December 31st of 2026? Yes. Will Angelia find and meet and be in a relationship with a unconditional love, lifelong companion by June 1st? No. And I'm looking into 2026. Will Angelia be in a relationship with a unconditional love, lifelong companion by September 1st of 2026? It's a little yes. Will Angelia be in a relationship with an unconditional love, lifelong companion by October 1st of 2026? And that looks like to be the magic time frame for a lot of you. It's saying yes. It's not as, it's like kind of lazy. It's not like forceful. And so you may like be friends with this person or go out on a couple of dates, not working out, and then come back again. Like it's not a, and maybe something happens in your life or something happens in their life that causes like this relationship to be put on hold and then it comes back together. But it looks like it's the second half of next year, Miss Angelia. You're so cute. And anybody would be crazy not to hang out with you and be your companion. Um hi Dawn, nice to see you. Ah, so Donna is confirming. She said, yes, that's the power, and opens portals and closes with the waves and vibration. Isn't that funny? So, I mean, you can modify, or look up different words to describe waves and be creative with it. Aw, hi, Linda. Nice to see you. Yeah, right, Venus? If you have a pendulum, play along and let me know what you get. Aw. Thank you, Sandra. She said, thanks, Jean. You asked a really good question. Let me see where we are. All right, Dawn. Dawn says, I usually don't do legal, medical, financial, that kind of stuff. But let's just see what it says. Um, okay. So um, when Dawn will Dawn receive a settlement from this case that she's working on? Yes. Will this settlement be enough for her to pay off her mortgage? And I'm getting a no. Will this settlement be enough to put a big chunk on the mortgage? Yeah. It's not going to be enough to pay off the mortgage, but will this settlement be in Dawn's highest good? Yes. Will this settlement um do you have to split it with your lawyers like 50-50 or 60-40 or something? Because I think that the number, like if it all went to you, then it would, but you have to split it with the lawyers. Or if there's another person in the, like there's just so much more to this that it would probably be best suited for a private reading. But I got yes, that you would receive um, the settlement, but it wouldn't be enough to cover the mortgage. So you'll have to let us know. Yep, yep. They're $10 or $15, and I moved to a brass one. I had crystal ones, like clear crystal or green or pink or whatever you feel drawn to. I have a lot of different ones, but the brass one really has a lot of weight to it, and when it swings, it keeps the momentum of the weight. And look, it's swinging right now. It's confirming. So um, I would like to know, is this my loved ones who have crossed? Is this what's making my pendulum move? And it says no. Is this my spirit guides that are making this pendulum move? And I get a yes. It's gentle. And then, is this my angels that is making my pendulum move? And that is going much more intensely. And you could see, I don't know if you can see the chain changing colors. You can see it's swinging so much more. Look at these angels. It is like, and sometimes I've had it where it like goes up to here, especially when I'm checking chakras. Like, is my client's throat chakra open? And sometimes it like flies off my finger. um, so thank you, Sandra. Yeah, and yeah, you meant romantic. I'm sorry, you guys. With me here by myself, it's hard for me to keep up with the chat. Yeah. Okay. And Amanda says, thank you, Jean. I know another lady that got a large amount of money from them, and she tried to refuse it, and they would not take it back. Yep. Yeah, it's all confusing. But I think that eventually it's going to be worked out. Hi, Tamara. Nice to see you. I know you were here yesterday. I didn't get a chance to answer your question yesterday. So she said, any signs of my chronic condition improving in the near future with our ascension process and absorbing more light? So I am not a doctor and I don't give medical advice, but I'm hearing toxins, and to detox. Um, and I don't know if there's many different ways of detoxing, but, and there's a lot of additives, there's a lot of environmental toxins, but I hear detox. Um, And if you do engage in any type, like, it could be as easy as dairy, like, and because I'm very sensitive to dairy, it's very toxic for me. But it could be anything, it could be, the dressing that you put on your salad. Like, you could be eating really, you just never know. So the more clean that you can filter your water and not drink sodas and not eat you know processed foods and things like this. I know I sound like crazy, and it's a big ask, but it makes such a difference about what we put in our bodies, and that are toxic. And it could even be as much as caffeine, and we all do, we all ingest these things. But there's so many different things that could cause this. Also, I'm getting a little mold around you, so I don't know if there's any mold in your workplace, or in your home, or even in the car. You can search or test for mold, but something like this is so. Is Tamara's condition improving by December 31st of 25? I'm sorry, it's saying no. Will Tamara's condition improve at all? And I'm getting a yes for sure. Okay, thank you. Will Tamara's condition improve by December 31st of 2026? Around there. Will Tamara's condition improve by June 1st of 2026? I'm getting a certain yes. Will Tamara's condition improve by March 1st? No. See how it changed right to no. And even though I don't even say it, I'm thinking it, and my spirit guides know what I'm thinking. Will Tamara's condition start to improve by April 1st of 2026? And see how it's sort of like going in a little bit of a circle. It's sort of like around there. Is Tamara's condition going to improve by May 1st of 2026? See how it went right to yes, and it's certain, and it's so you may find out And I would just, I'm not a doctor. I would just ask you to consider taking another look. And you could, like, I know somebody who ate very well and they didn't eat meat and they didn't eat dairy and they didn't drink this and drink that. And here she was having tuna salad, and the mercury, she would have it like once a week. But for her, the mercury would build up. So she had to get like fresh caught, or you really have to be diligent these days and really analyze. But there's no need for suffering at all. But Tamara, if you are suffering, one of my um, favorite pain uh, reduction or pain management is what I was looking for, is acupuncture. It's the best pain management modality I have. It's for me, I'm so sensitive that I do have a very quick reaction to um, the acupuncture. And what acupuncture does is it opens up the meridians and allows the natural flow of healing in our own body to heal itself. And it really, I get a lot of positive positive results from that. So all the best to you, Miss Tamara. And I'm sorry it sounds like it's a really long way away, but I think I know that you'll get there. I know. You're scared to ask about if love will come. Yeah, I get that. So thank you. Hi Edward. Nice to see you. I think I'm getting close. And Kelly said thank you for the last question. You're welcome. Yep. And Kelly, I get that. Thank you, Venus, for reminding everybody, because it's hard for me to get down. And I'm maybe like 5 or 10 more minutes. Hi, Stacy Brown. Nice to see you. Will, oh, this is a great question. Stacy, if you weren't here earlier, I said I had a group of bachelorette party, and they all had all these kind of questions. Will I get married? Will I have babies? And how many babies? And all this, and when will I find my house? Will I move? They had all those questions, and we were just having fun. It was all really lighthearted, and they were giggling and stuff. And the person that had the party or booked me, she got back to me like a year later. She said, you were right 4 out of the 5 times of the things of the girls that I was. So with that said, I just wanted to show you. All right. Stacy says, will Stacy's daughter ever get married? I'm getting a maybe. It's hesitant. Will Stacy's daughter meet a partner that she will have a lifelong unconditional love relationship with? I do see the relationship, and something about the marriage isn't quite there. So marriage is a legal piece of paper. So I don't know, maybe something around that. But that's what I got. I got a yes. Or no, I got a maybe for the if ever. But and also it's important to understand that that's in the current energies right now. Things could change and the energies could change. That's why this is all just with take it with a grain of salt. It's like a forecast. It's like just consider it and add it to your to the pile of what you're considering. And Ron said, many blessings. Thank you, Ron. You too. I appreciate you being here. Does your pendulum answer court questions? Like the legal stuff, it's hard to, it's, it's so involved and so many different moving parts. And especially in this public forum, it would probably be better if I knew more information and we could go through all the specifics in a private reading. Yeah. Um, and Scorpio lady has a question. Is Saturday an optimal day to leave for Fort Worth, or is Sunday better? Um, so Scorp lady is leaving for Fort Worth. Is it in her highest good to leave on Saturday? Yes. All right. So, Scorp lady is leaving for Fort Worth. Is Sunday in her highest good to leave on Sunday? No, Saturday. And that was pretty definite because I was going to go into is it 80% more likely or better, but it had a definite yes for Saturday, no for Sunday. And it's hard to travel on the weekend, but I don't know how how the traffic is down there. I'm on the eastern, you know, between New York and DC is like the most congested traffic, and it's a hard time on the weekends. Aw. Thanks, Angelia. She said you got to be crazy to be with me, and yep, they're out there too. Somebody's crazy enough to be with this too. Um, Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is more of like a private. And Venus, I think maybe the next time we're together, I can answer that because I think it's because it's a public and, it's about somebody else. And we don't want to have an outcome from somebody else on a public forum. And then it's just you don't want to do third party. Yeah, the lawyers will take a bit. Yeah, that's what you were saying. So sorry about that, Venus. I would do anything for you, but maybe next time when we're in a little bit more of a private setting, I can help you with that, or we can go through it. Um, so Tamara said, "Perfect, thank you. I am thinking about metal detox too, and I live with mold. Oh my gosh. It is it affects us more than you know, and it's just like compounding. But you are well, and you're very sensitive, and all of these things sort of affect you more than some others. Been thinking about acupuncture. Yep, yep. It helps your body to heal itself and to give it the best chance to be as healthy as possible. I would give it a try. Oh, Lisa. Good question, Lisa. So I'm going to have to go. After Lisa, I'll do one more question, and then I'm going to have to go. So this is fun, you guys. Let me know if you'd like to ask the pendulum. I just like, because, you do the usual stuff, you get a little stale. And I thought, you know what? Let me just see. Lisa Davies, are my gifts currently upgrading? So is Lisa, oh, I got a hit on it. Are Lisa's gifts currently upgrading? So, are Lisa's gifts? Will she find new and more abilities that come into her awareness? Yeah. So what they're saying is your gifts are your gifts are your gifts, and they belong to your soul. Your soul has this memory. Your soul has this ability. Your soul is aware and waking up the ego and the analytical side. So it's not necessary, and it's like, it's semantics. It's not necessarily that your gifts are upgrading, but you're moving away from this ego and the doubt and the analytical and, this side of you. It's like unlearning, and it's remembering who your soul is. It's remembering what your own power is. It's remembering that you've always had this. It's like Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. You've always had the power all along to go home, um, And this is what they told me, that your gifts are your gifts and they're there and they always will be there. It just determines how soon you move away from judgment and doubt and ego and allow for and it's a lot to it's a lot to process, and you have to be ready and prepared for the new degree, or and let's say you might channel someday, and right now you're like, oh my gosh, I'll never channel, I never want any. But in it, soon enough you'll be outside of your ego and know that this is the best way for your gifts to express themselves. So it's about you evolving, you being prepared and being ready for the new, for the uncovering or the remembering. And so you've always had them. That's what I got for you, Lisa. Stacy says, thank you, Jean. And Edward Kenneth is still hanging in there. And look, Scott. Look, Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot. Scott, you're the best. You have such beautiful light and energy. I love hanging out with you. And if anybody doesn't know Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot, please do go over and check out his channel. He's the most beautiful reader, and he has wonderful collaborations. And he said, I've been lurking. Yep. Yep. Okay. So let me see. Yeah. Sorry, Venus. Yep. It's a little touchy. I can't, it's about somebody else's fate. And that I can't do that on the public forum. Oh, Lisa says she loves this. And Leona made it. Hi, Leona. Nice to see you. And Venus said questions closed. And I can't even remember. Oh, Lisa said her pendulum said yes. Oh, and Linda, she said cool. Yeah. Yeah, I explained that a little further. Yep. And Dawn said she loves it when I do the pendulum questions. I do too. It's just fun. And Venus put Scott's channel in, and we are here. We're here at the end. So if I missed your question, I apologize. I'm here on my own. I wasn't starring anything. I was just going one by one. But I just want to thank all of you for being here. And if you're watching this later, please do share, subscribe, hit the bell, and make a comment. It really does help my channel to grow, and I really appreciate it. The more you do, they see, oh, this was a good show, and they want to send it out to other people, and that really helps me. Oh, good. Venus says I got all the questions. Thanks. Yeah, I figured I would just go one by one. But thank you again. I'll be back this weekend on Sunday, and you never know, I might do a pop-up. And Scott, you're the one who taught me to go ahead and pop up, right? He does pop-ups all the time. So I thought, well, let me go ahead and do that now. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate all of your support, and I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye now. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.